Well, hello, my friends. Good morning. It is me, Alphinius Goo, although I'm dressed for the booth today, so I do not look like my normal self. And
You're wearing that shirt that
I know that looks
gets
gray.
so
It's really
here's
weird.
what happens is that StreamYard is programmed to take out green backgrounds,
Oh,
and
because
that
of green
shirt because of
screen.
green screen. Yeah, so that gooey green is the same color as a green screen. So that's why he looks a little pale in the face and a little just gray. But it is a green shirt that you are wearing.
Yes, I look a little lacking color. Yes, I
Yeah.
need to get out in the sun a little bit more, cameraman. Yes.
Our bard Trey has made a song for us.
Yes, I know. I've seen this one before. It's marvelous.
I might be a flow master. I'm fixing to be a flow flag caster. I'm not a bard myself. I can't sing. But anyway, very
I think
nice.
it's a little more hip hoppy. I think, cameraman.
Oh, okay. You give it a go.
I might be the flow master. I'm fixing to be the flow caster. Even if your life's a disaster, you can make it better in Zyathé. If you think you're the cube, you know you're the cube. Even if you just want to be cube, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not very good at it.
Nice.
I'm not very
That was
good at
not so
it.
bad.
My sons are better,
That was
but life is good.
yeah. Well, I mean, Devrunda, our dear Devin, is going to be at Gen Con, and he is a true bard.
Fun.
Maybe we'll have him wrap this for real.
Yes, I'm excited. Devin was pretty stoked to come. Of course, Gen Con's a big celebration for us. The last time we went to Gen Con, the first time we went to Gen Con, we brought a whole mess of people from our group here out here. And then this year, we are bringing a bunch more people as well. So it's going to be really fun. And then, of course, there's a ton of gooey people going. So that is very exciting. Well, anyway, how are you doing, cameraman? Everything good this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing great this morning. I'm excited because we woke up to this great video from David that I'm going to show. But also I want to give a precursor that this is going to be a shorter episode because Alphinius has to head up to Fan Expo up in Denver to help Carrie and Alexander, who are currently holding down the booth.
They are indeed by themselves. So I've got to get on the high horse, as they say, and ride up to Denver and go help out at the booth, and that's exciting. But I'm excited to show this to everyone. This is a little. We got this in our message from David. It showed up in our Facebook Messenger, and how fun. Just take a little peek here at this. This is really, really good.
Yeah, just to set it up, this is based on a few weeks ago, we did an episode with David Stormer where we showed some behind the scenes work that he is doing to program all of our maps into a clickable program. So if you did not watch the episode, you should definitely go check it out on YouTube because what he is doing is incredible and it's going to totally change the way people are able to use our maps in the future. So, but this is one of the very close-up maps. And this, I believe, is going to be so you get like the wide broad map and then you like click in like 4 times and you get in closer and closer and closer. So here we go.
So you hover over Cornog, you click on it, you get the Cornog city view, you get the flag, right? And I know David would also like to put some copy and content in there so people can see how that copy and content would be able to work. It's really, really cool.
Yes.
And anyway, it was fun to see it and fun to show it to you. It's a quick little video, but it's cool. It's very, very cool.
Oh my God, there was like this really weird noise happening in the corner over here. I thought there was like a rat in my office, but it turns out it was just the printer. Adam was just printing things. Okay, anyway, sorry, I got very distracted there. But yes, David, it looks very, very cool. Just to be clear, I don't have rats in my house. I've never had a rat in my house. It's just a printer. Anyway, but yeah, I'm so excited for the potential of this map. I think it's going to be an incredible resource for GMs and players to be able to move around the world of Zyathé in this really imaginative way. So anyway,
very, very exciting.
Take a second to show that off.
What else we got, Camera Mandy?
I only pulled a few things given. Oh, there's my chat with David. Okay. I only pulled a few things today since Alphinius is going to be running around. However, I will say our den is hopping. There is a lot of great content going on right now, a lot of great people sharing. But this very specifically, we had to give a call out because I believe Harry has made the 24 pre-generated character miniatures that we've been talking about on the show. So I wanted to just take a minute to scroll through them. So this is Glenn, our ranger.
Yes.
Theros.
Yes.
Calopia.
Yes.
Cassarin. This is who I play. Grenard.
Yeah.
Grenad.
Grenand.
Grenand. Ventov. Why don't you list these off? People want to hear you say the names more than me.
This is Huranon Benai, one of the very stout fighters of the group. And this is Carlos Foal, who is the Maroon, who actually has a very interesting blood touch. Mm. Yes, this is Naftalia, one of my favorites. She is half Sarth and a ranger. And this is Dermot Quee, yes, who's a bit of a sneak and a rogue. Yes, this is Dermot, and I like him a lot. So this is what the new one, right? This is Coronee, and she is in a firing position.
Yeah, I want to give Harry some like total kudos for stretching himself and like doing these super cool positions, like not just your typical, ranger positions. Like he really like tried to make these super interesting and unique to the world of Zyathé.
Yeah, Coronee is quite. Oh yes, and this is Fleegan, of course.
Everyone loves Fleegan.
Yes, yes, he's marvelous. And Fix, who is a very interesting and wonderful character.
I'm glad that you're saying the names because I wondered if it was Fix or Fixie. So
honestly, again, it's how you do it in your
campaign, however you
right?
Play
how you want, right? That's the marvelous thing of the game. Oh yes, Ignish. Yes, I don't know why he has a cone head, but there's some joke
about
this
hat.
He is not depicted as wearing a hat in his image.
Yeah, that was a huge oversight by the creative director of Gooey Cube. It doesn't
look like a hat. It looks like he had one of those construction cones and stuck it on his head. I'm just kidding, Harry. Brandel Steele, another one of my favorites. She is fabulous.
I know we should get the ones. So like Brandel and Fleegan and Glyn and Colopia are all our pre-gens that we use in the Great Gooey Dungeon game show, and we should actually get their figures printed and painted so we could use them. Harry, I'm just throwing this out to you. If you have time in the next 4 weeks before a Great Gooey Dungeon game show in GenCon, if you wanted to print and paint,
will you stop putting the pressure on poor
Harry? There's no pressure. There's no pressure. So, Harry says I did just stick a cone on his head.
Harry, you're killing me, sir. You're killing me. Construction cone. I guess they really do, actually, when you think about it. What's really cool is they have those holes in the top, so you could put like flowers sticking out, things like that. It could be quite interesting. Yeah. Oh, yes, Kenna. She is marvelous.
Sayer.
Sayer Cress. Yeah.
Sayer's very popular. I feel like every game has a Sayer playing in it.
Agent of Jinx, right? And Dresden. Yeah, Dresden is very cool. I like him a lot. I love that pose, by the way, Harry. And Shailene. Yeah. And this is Quember, the luckiest of them all, right? If you read his backstory, is a incredibly fun little backstory written by AJ, which I just found quite enjoyable.
There's a number of people who play Quember. Like, genuinely, when people come to our office, they always ask for Quember folios. And so I have double the amount of Quember and Kenna. Kenna is also very popular. Quember and Kenna folios as everyone else.
Sadir, yes, the monk. And Rezor Hayes, who has actually got the blood touch of what is believed to be troll blood within him. And Crendon Sharn, the bard.
Yeah. Adam plays Crendon in our campaign.
And there, of course, is the new Vanessa.
Ooh, really I love her.
Yep, she is a druidess, or druid, if you will.
I think that's it. So, Harry, amazing work. We can't wait to get these printed. Yeah.
Yes. Come here and say hello to everybody real quick. Tell everybody, since you're going to GenCon, you might as well give a little halo.
Who is this?
The oldest one.
Is that Devin?
It is indeed.
Oh, it's the bard. Okay, here, come sit here. Let me put up.
His hair isn't done.
What's up, guys?
Hi. Here, I'm going to put up Trey's wrap here. And Devin should give it a go.
Practice a little bit. You'll just throw it.
No, just throw it up there. This is what a bard does. It's impromptu. Fine.
Here, lean down here on this side over here. Then you can. Then people. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry, wrong side.
We're in an awkward phase, guys. This is all impromptu live streaming here. Okay.
Do not do that right now. This is too much, right?
Okay, that's fair.
I might be a flow master, a fix and be the flow caster. Even if your life's a disaster, you can make it better in Zyathé, right?
Oh, Lord.
I know. Exactly.
Practice.
Okay. Here's the deal. We'll practice it, and we're going to do it at GenCon.
Our little youngest grandy dude took a little spill this morning. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
He didn't break his leg?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, goodness. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, we're excited because I'm still working on Kimmy to see if my third child is going to come to Gen Con. So we're working on that. We'll see, but it'd be fun to have all the kids there because they've never all been to a con at one time. So that would be a lot of fun.
Okay, so next up, speaking of Gen Con, I have information on our dessert mixer at Gen Con. And I have a group it's an event in our Facebook group, the Gooey Game Masters Den of Enlightenment. I don't know how to get some people invited here, so if you can add people into this group that you know are going to Gen Con, I've added the people that I know, and then someone actually reached out to me last night, and I tried adding them into the group, and I wasn't able to. So I'm trying to
No, I
figure
think
out.
Casey can give you names from a lot of the game masters.
I already did the Game
Okay,
Masters.
you got them.
Casey has a beautiful spreadsheet. I just want to give Casey some kudos. I love his freaking
Whoop, whoop.
spreadsheet. I know, seriously. But yeah, so anyway, if
The
you know people,
spreadsheet master.
yeah. So if you know people who are going to Gen Con who need to be added into this group, please message me and I'll see if I can get them in there. But basically, we have a limited capacity space. This is happening in the GM room that we have specifically for Gooey Cube games, and it will hold no more than 100 people. So we are trying to get just a head count. But the food is purchased. We have bought the food.
Ice cream social.
And yeah. There's ice cream, there's popcorn, there's going to be a cake with the Gooey Cube logo on it. Just so you know, Kim, I ordered the cake with the Gooey Cube logo. So
I think we need to
I just did it.
to make one.
She's not going to be able to cook a cake and ship it out to.
We'll ship it. We'll take it in the car. We'll put it in an ice bucket. An ice thing. I will talk to her about it. Everybody's seen the Gooey Cube cake, one of the greatest cakes in the history of the world.
I know that you didn't share with everyone.
We'll give Ali some money for that. We're
not you want to bring a cake on a road trip
1,500 miles
to Gen Con. Okay. Anyway,
yes. So we know people are going, and everyone just please know this, right? Because it really is for our friends, our game masters, the folks who are coming, our Gooey folks, not people who just come and play at our tables or anything like that, because we only have some limited space. So please do keep that in mind as best as you can. We want to make sure all of our Gooey friends get a chance to be a part of this. Now, alcohol, I think they have little bars outside, yes, but we will not have any alcohol in the room.
No, we will. We have a cash bar in the room.
Oh, yeah, you did get that. Marvelous.
Yes.
Mendy. All right.
Yeah, so you can look at the prices of what the cash bar is going to look like on this thing. So just give an idea for, yeah. Anyway, okay, so that's Gen Con update. I do have a few pictures that I grabbed from Fan Expo. Listen, these ladies are incredible. They stepped up for us because we weren't able to go out yesterday, and yeah, I just love them. So anyway, I wanted to give them a shout out.
Originally, we were planning, and of course, we had a little sadness with Mike's wife, Marianne, who's lost her grandmother a couple days ago, and so we're all a little brokenhearted about that. But obviously, Mike needs to take care of his family and take care of her, and so he couldn't go. And then the pressure of this Genzacon module, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, is getting kind of high, and so I'm trying to spend as much of my weekend as possible writing that. And we need a gooey drink. I agree with you.
Yeah, well, I'll see if I can figure that out, like a gooey special. Yeah. It's got to be like a Jello shot, a green Jello shot.
And just for everyone to know, even though we are sad and our hearts are a little broken, Marianne's grandmother was quite long in years. She had a wonderful life, and we celebrate her life too. We don't want to just be sad. We want to always celebrate those we lose, right? Because that is the wonderment of it, right? Is that we were able to spend time with them and love them and have them love us and be a part of our lives. So we do celebrate that with her. So that is our goal. Anyway, it just put a lot of situation where staffing the booth was difficult, but these ladies stepped up, and of course Carrie and Alexander up there today. I'm going to go up there and be with them for as much of the day as I can, and I'm going to come back and work. And then we have for tomorrow, I think Alexander is going back up with Riley, and I think Grant is going to volunteer to help us. So we're going to have a fun little group up there at Fan Expo. So it's marvelous.
So this picture of Allie, I posted this in the comments, but is this what we feel Mage Hand looks like? in
You mean
actuality.
Abby, when Abby's doing
Abby.
that? No,
Yes, Abby.
because your arm doesn't stick out along with it, right? You know,
No,
it's just a hand, right? It's just
it's just like an extent. I'm just curious.
it's
Okay,
just a
anyway,
different body, but it's a great shot. I mean, it was
I
really,
know.
really quite a good picture, you know. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
what?
so you put these up. So this is a marvelous company out of Eastern Europe, I believe, called Tabletop World. And these people make, before 3D printing was 3D printing, these people made some of the finest models of buildings that I had ever seen. And even still today, they're still some of the finest models that have ever been made. I do think their operation has been impacted a little bit by the 3D printing circumstance, but I still think they're doing well in selling stuff. And I, of course, whenever I get a chance, they come out with something new, I try to get it. But they have a gallery on there. It's called tabletop-world.com. And they have a gallery on there that if you love looking at these, I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, but I listen, y'all. If you love this kind of thing like I do, and you love looking at these marvelous models, that gallery on Tabletop World that has so many of their different models that are made by these wonderful artists who take their Tabletop World buildings and take other accoutrements and then add all these things into. I mean, look at this. This is stunning. You know, this is 25, 30 millimeter scale, you know, and it's just unbelievably beautiful, right? And so I
Just to finish your sentence, though, please go like their page and like their stuff.
oh yeah, give them some love, right?
Love,
Yeah,
because not
Tabletop.
all of us can afford to purchase the stuff like this.
Too
Like, I mean,
expensive
it's a very
for
expensive
many people.
hobby,
Yes,
as Alphinius will, tell
I
you.
have too much invested in it,
Yeah,
as Ms. Goo would be happy to tell you. And
yeah.
she someday she wants a flea market. So I keep telling her, I said she could just wait till I tootle on off, right? And then when she's celebrating my life, she can also have a
Toodle on.
sale. She can have a
Oh
sale.
my gosh. Okay, so
Look
listen,
at this one. So this is fantastic, right? So this is called Augusta. Go back to that one, cameraman.
I will. I just want to make sure people know it's tabletopworld.com.
Yes, with a hyphen in between
I mean,
tabletop
there,
and world.
yeah, people were asking for the link. So, and yes, like it's free to go like and appreciate their stuff, and it helps with the algorithms and helps get their stuff out there.
So this is
So,
called a gust of wind, and it's the tower. They took the mage tower. If you see the mage tower, when you look at it, they made it smaller. They added some things. They put this little dirigible there, and this poor guy is hanging off the edge. You just have to go look at the pictures. And there's a visitor. There's a mysterious visitor coming up the stairs, and there is people in shock that this little balloon is getting ready to fly off. I mean, it's just wonderful. Just wonderful.
do you have this tower?
I do, but this is Kit Bash. They added things to it, and the windmill isn't on it, and all of this stuff. Yes, I have this
Yeah.
tower. I think this tower is just fantabulous. It is just so stunning, you know.
Well, I think that this is a great. So, if you go back to our YouTube and watch our very first dungeon video, the one that made us like it's the most popular video we've ever done.
Yes.
It still has like under 1,000 likes, so that tells you what that. But anyway, you can see how creative people can get, like expanding out miniatures, because like we have just the basic tower in that video, but like adding in the dirigible, adding in the windmill, like that is so inspired. I just
And
love
the
that.
rocks and the way the
Yeah.
staircase is now reworked with the rocks. I mean, it's just really, there it is. There he is. There's the guy.
I love it. I know.
Yeah, it's really, and this, of course, this is the big whole scene with the dragon on the roof on the left hand side, and the castle walls, and all of these are their magnificent models, and that's why I love them so much. And of course, there's others. I showed, maybe you're going to show it. I showed the Infinite Dimensions buildings in another post. Yeah, these right here, and these are, of course, printed models that I'm actually hoping someday our dear friends Matt and Daniel will print some of these for me, because now that we are getting closer and closer, and now obviously we're not there yet, but we're getting closer and closer to finishing Darkenhaven, and then of course followed by the Gloomport. I really want to next year have a significant campaign within the city and the Gloomport below. So I'm going to need some buildings. I've got a few, but I'm going to need a few more, I think.
I hear streaming material. I hear we're streaming.
No, fun. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, well, cameraman, we've been talking about a lot of craziness as we get done with this Kickstarter and see what happens with the next one, and as we move into next year, and it's very exciting. Some of the things. I mean, Monstrica is just one example where we haven't kickstarted it yet, but about I think 80% of the artworks are done, and a lot of those contributed by you all, and it's just fun and wonderful to know what is sort of coming in this next year and a half or so as we continue to push the world forward.
We learned our lesson, is what I hear.
What lesson did we learn?
To get ahead of our Kickstarters before we launch them.
Well, it's going to be another push up, but I don't care. I love what we're making, and I think lots of people do, and we're doing it with our community, not just a few of us sitting in a back room somewhere, and it is wonderful. It is just amazing. All right, cameraman, here it is, your pride and joy.
This is the last thing. Yes, this is just a little chat about the Great Gooey Dungeon game show. We had a fun meeting with another certain terrain maker.
Our friends from Dwarven Forge, yes, are going to be co-sponsoring the show with us. We are very excited about that. And we are going to showcase a lot of wonderful terrain again, like we normally do. But we're also Nate, who is the president, I think, of Dwarven Forge, and Stefan, excuse me, who is the founder. Yes, Stefan is going to play with us as well as two of our guest players. And so we'll. All right, now I'm watching. I'm watching this.
Thank you, Marcus. Appreciate it.
You, Marcus. Anyway, we're very excited about this show. We got. I think I mentioned. I thought we had about 200 tickets sold. It's actually about 160 now, 170, which means probably we will be close to sold out by the time the show actually starts. Because many people do not sign up for events ahead of time. They come and use their current event tickets and all of that kind of stuff. And I think as on Thursday and Friday, as our game masters tell people who are playing with them that they should come, I think we'll add a number of people there, and we could be out the door. So I'm really excited to bring a ton of prizes. We'll obviously be streaming it for all the folks who can't come to Gen Con, and you'll be able to play like we always do. So we're pretty excited about the show. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And I actually spent some time looking at our games on last night, because I was actually looking at trying to play some games, because I am working with Mark putting together all of the materials.
And
for
Mark,
these games.
listen, you've been doing so much. Thank you, my friend. And
yes.
for all of our game masters too and volunteers who are going to help at Gen Con, thank you. Thank you all.
Yes.
We are so appreciative of you coming and instead of just playing something else, playing some of our stuff with people and making it fun for them. So we are very excited about it.
Absolutely. But so I was looking, and like the only slots that we have left are ones like I couldn't make any of them due to our other scheduling commitments, but there's some like right before our mixer, and some like there's one like Dungeon of Duinix at like 11 p.m. at night.
Yeah, we are almost like all of our stuff almost.
Yeah. So I'll play next time. But I'm like, I need to understand what I am doing with these materials. I'm making all these materials, but I kind of get it, but I need to actually play with them. Well, also, if you are playing in any of our games, I want feedback, and we're going to keep reprinting our materials until they get perfect. I'm just putting that out.
Autumn has been wonderful helping, right? And Lindsay, our interns.
And Hannah.
Marvelous. And Hannah, yes, our interns.
Yeah, poor Lindsay's redone the level 1 pre-generated characters at least 6 times at this point, because we keep finding other things. So we are getting there.
Proofing. Yes, that's what we call
it. Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, our pre-generated characters were kind of broken to begin with, and then we are fixing them. But I'm sure even once people play test them at Gen Con, there's going to be another round of improvements to make. So, but we're going to get them so they're great for the players. I think they're already great. But we're going to get them to that perfection level. Okay. Right. Next up.
What are we going to talk about next?
Genzacon. It's a Genzacon preview.
So we're going to do a quick little Genzacon preview, and then we're going to let you all go for the morning, and I'm going to go run up to Fan Expo. So
I'm also going to do a giveaway that I'll open up here in just a second.
oh.
So the giveaway is for, let me see if I can actually pull it up here.
I think you should do a print of the Genzacon Citadel cover art.
Yes, I literally put that in the description of the show before we even started. So I agree. I agree. Okay. That's so funny. Okay, hold on. Oops. I'm sharing.
It was the gloom port. Didn't look very gloomy.
I know. Hold on.
So I need to vamp the time. Do I need
Everything's
to be vamping
going crazy.
right now, cameraman? Hold on. Does everyone have their coffee? Cheers to you, my friends. Happy Independence Day, 4th of July weekend to all of you. I hope you are going to have barbecues and do all the things that people do on this day. Yes, marvelous. Okay.
Okay, I will open the giveaway here shortly, but it's going to, this is the cover art without the actual information on it. So it'll be a signed print of this, an 8x10 signed print.
And this is really something to know about. This is actually the north side, and we'll talk about that when we show the maps, but this is actually the north side of Genzacon Citadel. Now, Cameraman, I had these in order, but I think you did them in different order, didn't you? Because I had like
I just pulled this one up to show what the prize was.
Ah, well done, Cameraman.
I'll
So
start
you
from the
took it out of
beginning.
order. I'm proud of you. You're amazing. Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
There you go. That's the beginning.
So, my friends, so everyone knows that we have this marvelous place called the Gloom Port by not Al Fabio. I'm going to put Al Fabio in there and have him be the bad guy. That's what I'm going to do. So this, and Harry, I hope your toes are doing okay, my friend. Sorry about the little bump you took. Anyway, my friends. So we have this marvelous Gloom Port, right, which is now had a lot of wonderful folks do some authorships and some contributions, and I've kind of had to ignore it for a little bit of time here because of trying to make sure that we get the Witch's Wrath and Genzacon and Chapter 5 and Magica, which are our next really big pushes to get those done. But I can't wait because this isn't even the full image of this image. And some of you have seen the full image. It's much wider. But as you look towards the back of the Gloom Port, you see that tower that's sticking up there that has the two levels in the bridge and all of that stuff. So that is Verdigris Tower. And it is technically sort of at the border of what is called Gravenstown. And Gravenstown is actually behind there. And it is sort of the more affluent, somewhat affluent area of the Gloom Port. There are other areas that are more affluent, but it is probably the most. And there are some really cool places there, and we're adding some others. We've got the Knight's Edge Tavern on the square, and a couple of other things on the square that I think are a lot of fun. We've got Little Zustrenia, which is a wonderful place that's going to be inspired by South and Central American culture, and really kind of a little town that is a town within a town of some folks who came to the West Verdestia to be able to escape some problems and tyranny that they were facing. And then, of course, Strong Arm McGillen's is there, which is a place that is near and dear to my heart. And then, of course, Genzacon Citadel. So it's behind there. So go ahead, cameraman. Let's look at the next one. Of course, the Gloom Port itself has, this wonderful feel to it, right? And it's gotten even better as so many folks have worked on making, little contributions and writing each one of the sections. I mean, I think
I'm going to pause just for a quick second.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Apparently, our hashtag, according to Jim, is case sensitive. So if you did not put capital G, capital C in the hashtag GenCon, you may not be entered yet. So.
So make sure capital G, capital C on the hashtag GenCon. Okay.
Yes. Sorry, please continue.
No problem. So, and this actually, this is not the final artwork. It was an old image that I did not notice that the artist had actually inverted Verdigris Tower. So if you look up there, you can see the Verdigris Tower is backwards. So, but we have it correct now. It will be correct in the book when we put it in the book. But anyway, that notwithstanding, this Gloom Port has just is captured so many people's imaginations and thoughts, with the many interesting places, obviously the dump and the maw and the place where these massive holes go down and the military sort of controls it, and obviously the area where the catacombs are, and many dead have been buried, and there's problems with that, of course, which is what makes it great, right? Is all that stuff. And we just got, when this is done finally, and we are working diligently, we are working diligently on trying to get the other ones done so that we can really push. It is geeky, and a home to our friend Father Jiki. Yes, this is amazing. Yes, the prison, this is I mean, there is so much here that really, and I've said many times to many of you, this place was sort of a dream from a long, long time ago, where we envisioned this place, and a little bit inspired. And I've got to give some credit to my marvelous hero Ed Greenwood, because Gloomport is a little inspired by Skullport, but Skullport was not really what I wanted in my world, and I wanted it more a place where you'd have lots of different things going on, not just a den of iniquity, and so the Dune Harbor, right? This place is really got all this tension, right? Because there are not just all bad guys here. There's good guys, and there's in between guys and bad guys, and all of these various nefarious characters and people who oppose the nefarious characters, and so you get all that marvelous tension, right? And of course, there's political upheaval and people who are trying to influence politics, and of course, the city above is always trying to get involved in the Gloomport stuff, and they're kind of they kind of rail against it, the people who kind of lead the Gloomport, and so this is what gives this marvelous, right? This stew of tale, right?
I believe this is where the Hatters gang is.
Yeah, there's some crazy thing about the Hatters gang. From what I understand, they've been beaten down tremendously.
Okay, but this is actually a really good place to also insert that we still have a submission round going on.
Yeah.
And it closes on July 10th. And it's actually very cool. I'll actually show you one of our prizes. I'm working with Pamela, our marvelous Pamela.
Pam has been huge on the Gloomport. Thank you, Pam. Sort of leading that charge and helping folks. And I don't want to take away from the lead authors of each section who have really done nice work, and all the people who have helped them and supported them. Probably got, we started off with about 50. Hold on just one second, Camera Mendy. We have probably about 50 folks who started, and I think we ended up with almost 30 different folks who gave contributions and such like that. And the same as we did for Darkenhaven, we're going to do this little poster series for major contributors, which is probably somewhere in about a $200 to $250 value, and they'll be sent to you in tubes, and you'll get the main images that we are doing for both box sets. This being one of them for the Gloomport, and suitable for framing on your wall, and something that you can remember always that you helped contribute to make this place special. So that is really, really exciting. But don't you feel it, Camera Mandy? Don't you feel it?
I am so excited. But going back to the contributors, so
sorry, I apologize. You got to show.
No, you're like Mandy. Shut up! It was only your point. Just quiet. Let me finish. No, it's fine. But going back to the contributors, our round is open till July 10th. Pamela has designed this fabulous little bumper sticker. It'll be vertical when we do it. But anyway, so it's a Got Goo bumper sticker that we're sending out, and then you also get a cool 8x10 printout of a cover that we're all going to sign. So yeah, so there's going to be great prizes for contributors as well. And Alphinius, you want to talk about what the actual round is? It's an encounter.
Yeah, it's an encounter. Again, this is a paragraph or so, a couple paragraphs where you've got an encounter or event that happens in the Gloomport or in Darkenhaven. Though most people I think are focusing on the Gloomport, because we're going to have this. So for many years in my campaigns, when people came to my cities, I had this big encounter chart. Right. And the encounter chart had all kinds of wonderful and amazing things that would happen. And they would as people walked around the city or traveled around the city, these things would occur, and sometimes they would lead to totally different adventures. Sometimes they would be related specifically to the adventure the party was on, and sometimes they had absolutely nothing to do with any of those things. But it just this idea of having travel, right, make the place feel real rather than say you start here and you end up there, right? Is much more immersive and much more wonderful. So we're going to do that. Raymond, if you send an email, and Mandy, we need to change this, but we're still going to do this right now. But Book of Knowledge at Gooey Cube, Raymond, gooeycube.com. Book of Knowledge at gooeycube.com. Make sure you spell knowledge right. Everybody leaves that D out of there sometimes.
Well, even we do. Like we just did this week.
It's embarrassing. Not me. I did not. It was Eric.
Yeah, twice. This is the second time that we have sent out an email asking for address changes, and Eric has messed up the email. Don't get me wrong. I love you, Eric.
But anyway, for this round, for this contributors round, as Mandy said, we're going to do a nice little image of sorry, a nice little bumper sticker. And what were we signing, Camera Mandy?
It's like a binder cover.
Got it.
So,
Got it. Okay. So you'll get those things. And then, thank you, Star. You are marvelous.
I love Star. Star's the one who came up with the idea for the binder cover. It'll be signed by the Goo crew binder cover.
How fun is that?
Yeah.
Anyway, go to the next one, Camera Mandy.
Yes. Okay. So, now we're getting back on track to the actual tour. Okay,
so I'm excited because not only are we doing, of course, these images, and I forgot to upload it. Doggone it. I apologize. But this is one that really gives you a feel, right, for the Gloomport, right? And the nice thing for the Gloomport is that even though lots of people use fire, right, and they burn things and that causes smoke, fortunately for the people who live therein, it is ventilated well enough that they do get this most of the smoke out. Although the place does smell smoky and briny, right, and fishy, right, and all of that stuff, right, is that senses when you're walking around. But what I love about this image is not just the perspective and all the houses and all of that stuff, but I love this shady character on the rooftop right down there in the front.
I think this is not a shady character at all. It's just a normal person hanging out on the roof.
Yeah, it's just on the roof.
Yeah.
Up on the roof. There's a James Taylor song about that. Up
as
on
you
the
would.
Roof. Yes, or something like that, right? So anyway, just a magnificent image. And these are part of the artworks that will be of course, in the box set. But Edvard and others are actually doing more artworks. And so the box sets for both Darkenhaven and the Gloomport will have some wonderful imagery for you to show your players as they travel about. And of course, as we do other adventures and other things within the Gloomport and Darkenhaven, we'll add more of those kinds of artworks. Yes, don't forget, hashtag capital GEN, capital CON on Twitch to enter for the giveaway. Go to the next one, please, Camera Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
So this one I love because it really brings you these wonderful maroon characters who have come into the port. And you can see Verdigris Tower there is in the background again, and so you really get the feel of this wonderful place. And of course the maroon are the ocean folk. They travel the seas. They're excellent ship makers and all of that stuff. Yeah, right. It's just that's true. They both sit on rooftops all the time. I sort of thought this Goo Man.
I don't know that any person would like to be called Goo Man.
Goo Man. Yeah. Listen, we're gonna do it. We're gonna see if we can get a comic going. Yes, it's Goo Man.
Goo Man. Gosh.
He could have a what do they call it? A secret word, a special theme, right? Like the
Hatters, like hashtag Hatters.
He could be
Hatters rock.
Goo.
I think Goo Man really likes hats.
No, he doesn't. He hates hats. Anyway, so this is marvelous. These two maroon officers from the ship are meeting with this. Really? That's great. That makes my day, Randy. That is so
For anyone listening to this, the comment is, I played on my rune in a Ghost of Salt March game last week.
Yes, that's right. Salt Marsh, though, but yes, Goo Man. Yes, Goo Man. Anyway, they're here visiting with the harbor master. They're getting their taxes. They're probably sliding him, a little patch of gold so that he miscounts, all those kind of things that go on, right, in these things. So, get sticky.
This is the best show that we've had in a long time. I'm really enjoying the chatter here.
Well, I got to tell you, see, this is what makes it for me, right? What makes it for me is just getting up on Saturday morning and having a cup of coffee with my friends, right?
Oh
this
my
is
goodness.
why it makes it so fun. And
I love this.
And cheers to you all for making it so enjoyable for Mandy and I.
Yeah, what I love is that this was supposed to end at 10:30. It is now 10:40.
Okay, we got to go. What's next? So this is the progress map, not quite the entirety of it, but this is the progress map that shows what's going on here in Gravenstown. Okay, and I really cannot underscore how exciting the Gloomport maps are to me, because I'm getting to see them all now sort of coming together. The next one we'll work on, by the way, Randy, for you and your friends, is going to be the Catacombs map. That'll be the next one, but this one is getting close. The strange circular thing that is there is actually not going to be quite where that is. It's going to be more south. I'm going to move it more to the south, because that is actually Little Zestrenia right there in that area. And then in the center area where you see that the smaller square, that is the square in Gravenston, which is, or Gravenston Square, which has, I think so too, Geeky.
Yeah, I'm trying to not distract you, but I have to put all these comments out because they're too good. So you just don't read the comments and focus on what you're saying.
All right. So anyway, there's all these marvelous places here and all these things. There's a second trolley station, because if you ponder it, right, the most of the Underdelven trade, the Zion-Dunic trade that comes to Darken Haven, comes through the Farthen Deep Passage, which is to the north of Citadel Genzacon, which is right there in the northern portion of the map near that lake. And so any of the caravans that are coming, they emerge from this Farthen Deep Passage. But the Farthen Deep Passage travels through this Grimmingdun, and this Grimmingdun area is really, really scary. And that was the basis of the whole thing with the Shadows in Genzacon. And Marvelous Rob got us started, and I'm working on it now. And I think it's going to be just a spectacular and wonderful adventure. But anyway, the trade that comes through there, obviously they want to make sure that it's not people pretending to be traders and wanting to attack the city, right? So they want to be careful with that. So and beyond that, they want to not have these horrible monsters and abominations that come up from the Grimmingdon. And so that's why Genzacon Citadel exists. But when they get done, once the caravans have been inspected and able to, be let go forward into the city, they travel through the Citadel and then go to the trolley station where they typically unload their stuff and have it go up. They can also, however, if they wish to, take their wagons and go up in the trolley tunnel itself, because you can travel on either side of the tracks in the trolley and be able to go up and down. So there's actually two trolley stations in the Gloomport, while there's only the main one up in Darkenhaven, and both of these end up there. So that's a lot of fun. So anyway, so that's Genzacon Citadel. Go to the next one, Camera Mendy. Thank you so much for being a good slide person there.
As I mess up the slides.
That's all right.
You just
so Verdigris Tower, I just wanted everyone to see this. I really love Verdigris Tower. There's some great tales and stories behind it, which you'll learn more of as we go into the Gloomport and get that box set produced. And Kevin and Kevin, I am looking really hard at doing that Catacombs map. I've talked to Smashcase about it. It'll cost us more money because each one of those maps we've got to produce in fairly significant quantity, or else they're very expensive. But I think everyone will love those catacombs that are underneath the dump. So I am looking at doing that. Anyway, just another thing to add to another thing that was not was not told about and was not promised, but is now being added. So that's what we do. It seems that's what we do around here.
Smashcase can get to my stuff because he's in the middle of doing 1 billion maps for you. Just gonna put that out there.
We have to find someone
else. Just gonna put that out there.
Anyway,
I heard they're emergency maps, is what he told me.
Well, they're not that emergency, but we have definitely got to get working here, or we're going to be late. So go ahead to the next one, Camera Mendy.
Okay.
And this, of course, is Genzacon Citadel, but this is viewing it from the north side, where the Farthen Deep Passage comes into what's called the Rock Yard. And the Rock Yard is actually designed specifically to be a killing field if an invading force or a fearful number of abominations were to come, emerge out of the tunnel, and try to attack. And so that's what the whole area is. And the wonderfulness about this image, of course, is this strange little insect-like creature that is there in the front of the chain, which perhaps we will learn more about in the tale. So anyway, that is Genzacon. And then because he did sign our paperwork and is very excited about doing this with us, we're very excited to show this last image, because this is the Lord Commander of Citadel Genzacon, Pater Haas Wezakost. And Pater Haas Wezakost is a character that is created with using Peter Atkinson's face. And this will only be in this limited edition version. If we release it in the future, unless the folks that are in there agree, the only way you'll be able to get this limited edition module with these folks' images in there, it is Peter Atkinson, yes, and also Megan and Derek and Marion and David are all part of the Genzacon adventure, and all of their portraits will be in there as well. And we're really, and if you want to get an idea of what a fusilier looks like, there you go, my friends. That is marvelous. But we are very, very excited to be working with these folks and being able to, what I consider to be, honor Gen Con for the massive, wonderful, amazing contribution it's made to our wonderful gaming community, and be able to honor some of the people who make it happen. And so this is wonderful, and for those of you who are not going to be at Gen Con, do not worry. We've already gained permission from our friends at Gen Con that we can offer the limited edition for sale for a period of time after the convention, probably about 30 to 45 days. And then once that time is over, will either need to remove their portraits from it or get their permission to continue to offer it. The likelihood is it would be offered in the future again at another Gen Con, but in that case, it would be a different cover because of this limited edition one that we're putting out the first time. We want to keep it special for people. So that is pretty exciting in terms of what we're doing. So for those of you at Gen Con, you can get it at the booth with a purchase of $30 or more. So get it for free. But we'll figure out something for all you people who have bought all our stuff already and don't have anything else to buy. So thank you, especially to all of you who have done that wonderful support for us. And like I said, it will be available. We'll send out emails and let everybody know that you can get those. And then once that's done, that will be done. So everybody love that Fusilier?
Yeah.
Peter Haas Wezakost.
I absolutely love this portrait. I think it's an amazing portrait. And I'm excited for Genzacon and the whole adventure.
Indeed.
I have winners. So
right. Announce them and then we're going.
Yes. So Kim Minora and CS Mini Painting, who is Chris.
That's Chris.
Yep. They both won. And I both know that they have filled out a form. Silas Lord Twist has also won, but I think I need them to go fill out our gooeycube.com/prizes form. So those are our three winners.
There so they know. So gooeycube.com/prizes. If you want to participate in these giveaways and other giveaways we're going to do in the stream in the future, we need you to go there and just put your information in there, because it makes it so much easier for us to fulfill prizes for you rather than trying to reach out to everybody after a show or after whatever and say, what's your email, what's your address, please, blah, blah, blah. And then people log off and then we can't get to them and then they don't get their prizes and we feel guilty, right? So we want to make sure everybody's taken care of. Go back to Castle Genzacon there for a second there, Cameraman.
Okay.
All right. So, my friends, thank you for all of your support and friendship. Thank you for all of the fun that you give to us. We are excited beyond belief to see you all at Gen Con, and for those who can't make it, to stream the Gooey game show with you all. And as we continue to push forward on Chapter 5, which I think is going to be magnificent, I think you all are going to love it. And of course, the Cyclopedia Magica, which I have already had enough people review it who think it's magnificent that likely you will think it's so too. It is quite a tome of wonderful magical lore and magical information. So we're also working on The Dead in Fallow, and we're working on the Glooming Doom adventures, which are the other one-shots that we have to get done, along with the Witch's Wrath. So we've got a lot going on, but we are continuing to push it all forward. And we just appreciate all your support and friendship. And like Star said, don't forget to get your submissions in. Camera Mandy, anything else?
Yeah, I have one more thing. So Chris just made a comment. He said that he feels bad about entering. Don't ever feel bad. If you win a bunch of prizes on our show, you can keep entering as much as you want, because we just love that you join us on these. If you're winning a lot, it's because you're watching our stuff. And
unless you're like Randy and just super lucky.
Yeah. No, seriously, like if you're winning a bunch, we are so happy to send you this stuff. So and these giveaways are truly random. They're through a bot generator. I can even show sometime how I drop winners. So if you happen to win a lot,
I have another thing. If you watch
ahead.
a lot and you still not won anything, you need to message Camera Mandy.
Yes,
okay?
That is true. Send me a message. I'll send you something.
All right, my friends, I'm off to Fan Expo. Camera Mandy's off to have a wonderful Saturday. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your family and friends if you're getting together with folks. If not, you're just hanging out. Get a good hamburger and watch some fireworks blow off. It's going to be hopefully a wonderful, wonderful weekend for us all. Cheers, my friends, and may all your adventures be sticky.
No. You got to do, on this episode, you have to do, get sticky. It's like a...
Ooh, I'd rather be
Goo
like
Man! It's sticky!
Ooh. Bye, y'all.